Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and this is a little vlog kind of style video where I'm going to talk very briefly about edge highlighting versus dry brushing. And let's start from the couple of weeks ago when I bought, like other people did, the Warhammer 40k Dark Imperium starter set. And I built some of the models. Remove the mold lines. I absolutely goddamn hate mold lines, I would just want to say. And I primed them and I've done a base color. This is purple. I'm not sure if it'll pick up quite on the camera. Basically I've done two thin layers. Don't hate me, Duncan. Of Xeris purple or something like that. Well, actually I did a dark purple first, then two thin layers of Xeris purple. And then as I said, it's built. And then the question is, I need to highlight these. Am I going to edge highlight them, or am I going to dry brush them? And that is a goddamn tricky question. Now, I was initially going to do this as like a proper comparison between dry brushing and edge highlighting. Then I realized that my edge highlighting skills aren't good enough, and it wouldn't really be a fair comparison. And I tried to Google, other people's models. I think even the Warhammer TV YouTube channel, they have a good nice little comparison, and I'll try and throw up the picture of that. And I think ultimately I liked their versions of the edge highlight better than the dry brush. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. But I was like, well, before I do that, why don't I have a look in the flesh? So I bought, the three cheap Space Marines that sort of just clipped together for like £6, I think they are. And I coloured them both in the same colour. And I thought I'll dry brush one and I'll edge highlight one. I'll try and put a picture up of this as well. So here they are. You can't really see on this camera. So as I said, I'll try and put up a picture. And I'm not going to lie. I preferred the dry brushing one for a variety of reasons. I think one, I preferred the subtleties of the colour changes. Two, it was easier. Three, it was quicker. And four, and probably more importantly, my edge highlighting was absolutely goddamn terrible. I'm not very good at it. That's what I learned. I'm not very good at it. And what a surprise. What a surprise. I used to paint like 8 years ago, but I only did some very basic models, nothing amazing. And I thought I was probably edge highlighting them, but, not really being bothered about the quality. So the whole video was going to be how I was going to compare edge highlighting and dry brushing to sort of like ordering takeaway and yet learning how to cook, because dry brushing was going to be, ordering takeaway or putting the microwave or meal in the microwave, and edge highlighting was going to be starting to learn how to cook. And I think that's sort of a reasonable comparison. I think dry brushing, it's you get really good effects for easy-ish and quickish result, like effort, and it's really tempting to just stick with that. But I think if you want to get better at painting, you want to learn your skills, you may have to adopt. You may have to start learning all of the skills like edge highlighting, dry brushing obviously, but blending, wet blending, glazing, and all that kind of stuff. And dry brushing, it's really good for stuff like furs, chainmail, bases, that kind of thing. But so the point was that I was gonna start learning how to cook. I was gonna just accept that my dry brushing, whilst it looks better and whilst it's easier, it's not something I really should be doing. I'm going to start edge highlighting just to see if it, just to try and be a better painter, basically. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to edge highlight my Primaris Space Marines. The Primaris Space Marines is going to be my own custom chapter, and I'm going to paint up the Death Guard as well. And me and Katie are going to play against each other, and we'll do some battle reports and stuff. However, I have ordered First Strike, and I'm really tempted to just build First Strike and put it up and like do a game with it, because they're already blue versus the already like green models. And just because I'm finding it really difficult to get some 40k content on the channel, number one, because it takes so long to get an army. It's a bit of a pain in the bum to do like the battle reports and stuff. Compare that to X-Wing, where literally you just buy some of the models and you just start playing. It's just so much easier. So I might do that with First Strike. That might be coming. But yeah, basically, I've accepted the fact that I'm going to have to edge highlight my miniatures. And it's going to pain me to like spend so long in it and them not to be good. but like the first couple of meals as a budding chef, they might taste a bit bad. And it's going to pay me a little bit too if we do first strike, if we do first strike, and I don't paint the miniatures, that's also not going to look great. Eventually, I hope that we'll have some really high quality, I was going to say high quality miniatures, but like decent quality miniatures with a decent table and decent camera and stuff like that, but I'm not there yet. I suppose I'm just going to say bear with me on this. Whether or not, so dry brushing versus edge highlighting. Pros for edge highlighting. It's very stylized. It looks great from certain angles and distances and that kind of thing. However, it is obviously a little bit, it's like heightened reality. It's too much, basically. Dry brushing, it looks great. It's very easy. There is a bit of clouding, possibly, as in some of the colour goes where it shouldn't be. And that's probably about it. I think a lot of people do dry brushing and then sort of stop. And that's what I'm trying to not do. I'm trying to like get better. So that's why I'm going for edge highlighting. But I think there's a lot of great painters who probably dry brush and their models and miniatures look great. And I don't want you to think that I'm like slagging those off. So that's that out of the way. What else? Yeah, vlogs, right? I don't really like doing vlogs, I guess. I would prefer to do like a one-off proper video. However, I was a little bit stuck. I'm finding it a little bit hard to like paint, set up all the lists and stuff like that, and to still make videos. So bear with me. I'll try not to do too many vlogs unless I've got something to talk about. Also, I tried to do this vlog, as I said, with that I was going to do like a little bit of a sketch with me and Katie, cooking versus ordering takeaway. I looked at it and I was just like, the acting's terrible, the quality of the camera's terrible. It was pretty terrible. I mean, the only good thing about it was that you saw Patch. So if I can be bothered, I'll try and show Patch because he's a cute dog. But that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna edge highlight my primary Space Marines. You should start seeing First Blood? No, that's Rambo, is it? First Contact? I can't remember what it's called. The new little starter sets from Games Workshop will do that. I did notice that they've got the primary Space Marines have got it's like a dreadnought, but I don't know what it is, like the big mechanical thing, and it's got a fair few new units. Whereas the Death Guard don't. So I'm gonna wait for the Death Guard, and then I'm gonna build both of them together to try and keep the points in line with each other, because it's me and Katie. Katie might be going for something like Dark Eldar eventually, so we might have like 3 armies. Yeah, I've rambled. I've literally rambled. I don't know how long I've rambled for, but I've rambled. And that's the video. That's one video for this week. I'm sorry if it's not to your taste. We will be doing, the main focus will be battle reports and talking specifically about certain topics, kind of thing. This is a bit rambly and weird, but if you enjoyed it, why? If you did though, do like, subscribe, all that kind of jazz. There is a little bell icon. Everybody says like press the bell icon if you want to be notified. If you do. If you don't, just subscribe. I mean, I'll take that. That's more than good enough for me. Other than that, I do hope you all have a most beautiful day. I'm probably going to go make an omelette. Goodbye.